Good Thursday evening to you. Richard Scott here with the forecast update. A lot of questions about Irma coming up. Will we have any impact here in Alabama? And what's going to happen down in Florida? Here is the infrared satellite imagery of Irma. Very impressive, still a Category 5 hurricane, but it's going through an eyewall replacement cycle. If you notice over the past 6 hours or so, the winds have slowly come down just a little bit. Still a Category 5, but we could see winds kind of ramp back up if the eyewall replacement cycle is able to complete itself in the next 10 or 12 hours. We'll watch that carefully tomorrow, but either way, cut is coming through the Bahamas now. The southeast Bahamas really producing an incredible amount of damage currently. So as of the 10 o'clock Thursday night advisory, winds are sustained to 165 miles per hour and gust up to 200. Pressure 920 millibars, moving west-northwest at 16. And you see the lat longitude if you are tracking this along with us. Here's the RPM. This is a high-resolution computer model we look at, the 4-kilometer RPM, and just kind of show you what this thing's going to kind of look like in terms of simulated radar. This is Saturday morning. Already got some gusty winds coming into South Florida, but the core of the storm is still to the south of that point. Saturday afternoon, winds approaching hurricane force already across South Florida. That continues. In fact, this is interesting. This one model is a little bit faster compared to other models, but this at Saturday night, 10 o'clock, it's got the eye of the storm right over Miami, with winds becoming calm in some areas up under the eye of the storm. Understand, inside that eye, that's where the winds are calm. On the outside of the eye, you got the eye wall, and that's where the winds are going to be incredibly strong. And by the way, kind of ignore the wind speeds here. This gives you an idea of where the stronger winds will be, but this computer model is underestimating what the wind should be with this hurricane as it does come into Florida. Just want to kind of give you a look of what it should appear like on a radar, and also where the stronger winds will be. Here's the official track for the National Hurricane Center, and by the time we go into Friday evening, should be somewhere between the Bahamas and Cuba. In fact, then turning north or northwest sometime Saturday evening. Winds still sustained 155 as it comes into South Florida. That is borderline Category 5. That's right there, the upper end of Category 4. Again, that will produce catastrophic damage where this thing comes in. We're hoping it misses the major metropolitan areas of places like Miami or West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale. We're hoping it does miss that. The best case scenario, this thing turns north faster than expected. In other words, east of the east coast of Florida. That would put you on the good side of the storm, which is on the west side. But I'm telling you, based off the models we're looking at, the track we're looking at, this is a very bad case scenario for our friends in South Florida. And even Central Florida, this is still going to be a hurricane as it comes up through literally the middle of the state, the peninsula there, then comes into South Georgia sometime Monday. And then it's going to Monday night. It should be across Central Georgia. Our computer models have really shifted the track west after it comes inland. Now, as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday, this thing could be across North Alabama or South Tennessee, but at that point, it would just be a tropical depression. It would not be a hurricane. I don't expect wind damage from a hurricane in Alabama. This thing's going to be a weakening system, maybe some breezy conditions around for Monday evening, Tuesday, and into the day on Wednesday, then an increase in rain chances. If this track is correct, we see some locally heavy rain over East Alabama with lighter amounts for West Alabama. Again, late Monday night into Tuesday and perhaps even into Wednesday. We'll watch that carefully. I don't think there's a flooding threat here, but we may have to bump up the rain chances in that local forecast again by the early to mid portion of next week. So again, that's the latest on Irma. I do want to mention there's other storms out there. We got Jose, Category 3 wind sustained at 120. It's going to be kind of following Irma to the northern islands of the Lesser Antilles or the Leeward Islands, but fortunately for the U.S. mainland, this thing should turn out to sea before reaching us. Irma, obviously a big deal, and Katia in the western Gulf, winds of 85 miles per hour. It's going to move west and southwest into central Mexico. I don't expect U.S. impacts with that storm. Conditions pretty quiet tonight, turning cooler as of about 11 o'clock. Got temperatures in the low 60s, generally across much of the area. Forecast tomorrow, bright sunshine, temperatures warming back in the low 80s. Going to be a fantastic Friday. If you've got plans outdoors, no problems at all. Again, our forecast model shows conditions are pretty quiet tomorrow. Lots of sunshine. Tomorrow evening, by the way, for local high school football, temperatures will be falling into the low 70s, upper 60s by the time we wrap up those local games. And Saturday, Bryant-Denny, got the home opener at football stadium here in Tuscaloosa. It's going to be nice for that. Temperatures in the lower 80s, lots of sun, and a light northeast breeze. Here's your forecast again tonight. This is for Thursday night, mid-50s. Tomorrow we'll top out in the low 80s. Plenty of sunshine for Friday, light northeast breeze. 7-day planner, lots of sunshine through Sunday. Clouds increase Monday, becoming breezy. And depending on what happens with Irma, we could see an increase in rain chances on Tuesday, and maybe even into Wednesday as well. Again, I don't expect tornadoes. I do not expect flooding risk at this point, and I do not expect wind damage in Alabama. This is going to be a weak, remnant lower tropical depression if it does indeed come this way, because it's going to spend so much time over land. You got to think it's tracking all the way across Florida, the entire peninsula, the length of the peninsula, across Georgia, and maybe into northeast Alabama. Again, something we'll watch carefully, but I do not expect a damaging hurricane in Alabama. So again, that's the latest on that. We'll have more updates on Twitter and Facebook. Also, we'll have updates on TV tomorrow on the news at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Everybody have a good night.